I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels.
Yeah.
I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test.
No problem.
I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe.
I'm gonna go
A tried and
these.
tested adventurer, I see.
Yeah.
So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like.
Alright. Test my brain. You underestimate. I'm stupid as it comes.
I'm about to go buy a laptop tomorrow.
Go buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Best Buy or something.
But what, you're gonna cancel your order or something?
Refunded me, really.
Yeah.
He said it's lost in transit.
Lost.
LOL.
The fuck?
Man's took him
It
for
should now be
himself, for real,
possible
for
to
real.
activate the central mechanism.
Yeah.
Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look.
That.
What's this?
Unfamiliar
To the
patterns.
best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Yeah.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Okay. Is it?
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Anyway.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
Oh, hey, Rosario.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor.
What do you mean?
Taking orders from a complete stranger,
Damn, do you see
drinking
the
anonymous
thickness on her?
potions, participating in all kinds of
she's
strange
dangerous,
experiments. I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning.
Listen, sister, your guard's so high you can't even see over the top of it.
I was just helping him with his research.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So,
Okay.
what are you gonna do?
You came here to be sure you, so you must have your ways of assuring yourself.
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone. So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that.
Maybe she just lacks security.
Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
Not trust Albedo, eh? Interesting. Hey.
I miss the fastest and mages have such high-pitched voices.
You know, the cold does that to you.
The cold does that to you. Oh,
You know, have you ever like jumped in like cold water and you screeched?
Aish!
Yeah, there you go. That's why she has a very high-pitched voice. What's up, Albedo?
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion.
Oh.
You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back?
I was getting a lot of treasure chests and stuff. Quite literally by none.
I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
That's it?
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders?
Only gods would know.
I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Teyvat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And
What
so...
the heck is that thing?
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
Whoa. That's your E, bro!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
It was beautiful.
It would seem
Beautiful.
that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever. And it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived.
Interesting.
A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Well, I haven't withered just yet. I wonder how my sister is.
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom.
Yep. So I'm helpful specimen?
I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again?
Sure, even if you just want some company, find me anytime.
Glad I can count on you.
Yeah, boy, and bye.
I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, Destroy Mondstadt. Destroy everything. Can I rely on you to stop me?
Albedo has a monster within. A beast!
Look at that. Looks like someone made camp here. Are other people adventuring nearby? Let's see how our fellow explorers are doing.
Head to the adventure camp. Where? Oh, back there.
Hey, it's so...
What's up, Zagros?
Are you here to explore the snowy mountain too? You scared me. Please, don't scare me like that. I was giving my research report some much-needed consideration. But you were just standing over there, staring into space. Not at all. I was just thinking of a name for a new subspecies of sweet flower I propagated. It has seeds that are 4 times as large as normal.
4 times? That sounds tasty.
Oh, are you interested? Wonderful. Next time, please allow me to show you the fruits of my work. It's a shame. If I wasn't coming to this mountain, I would have brought some samples with me. Yeah. Weren't you doing research in the city? How come you're here? Timaeus and I were helping Albedo organize research data. Timaeus just left, in fact. You didn't run into him? Sure
I did. Oh, never mind.
He said that he wasn't as sharp as Albedo when it came to data. By quite a long shot, in fact. The significance of some things Albedo is able to grasp almost immediately, but we, on the other hand, take considerable time. I fear that this must be the difference in our knowledge and experience showing. Timaeus seemed rather depressed about the matter. He said he was going to take a walk, so I'm currently settling the leftover affairs myself.
Feels like he's just leaving her high and dry.
I was originally going to take a look around myself after finishing up here.
High and dry.
But unexpectedly, I gleaned some interesting data from these reports. But, well... guess my search for secrets will have to wait. Secrets? Ooh, what secrets? Actually, do you two have time right now? Don't have anything on us but that. Then, could I ask you for a favor? In truth, I feel like Albedo is concealing something from myself and Timaeus. But isn't he your teacher? What would a teacher have to hide from his students?
Huh. Like the monster within?
That's true, but I feel like he's always hiding something. It is my personal guess that it is some great secret of alchemy. Wait, how are you so sure? Timaeus and I are both passionate researchers of alchemy. If it was anything else, Albedo wouldn't have any reason to hide it from us. You do have a point. Could you help me investigate what it is that Albedo's hiding? Please. I'm just too curious. What do you think?
If the lady wishes it, we shall do it.
Yes! Thank you, thank you. All right. Let's take a little trip, shall we?
Yeah. Festering Desire. Find Albedo and learn his secrets. What's up, Albedo? How
Albedo!
Hey there, it's us again.
Why are you here? Are you lost?
No, we're not.
Sucrose has commissioned us to probe you for secrets.
A secret?
Secret.
Hey, what are you doing? Our mission calls for a delicate approach.
Well, we weren't following him either way.
Sure, but still.
Actually, you've arrived at just the right moment. I have business with you too, in fact.
Oh.
Here, catch.
What's this?
As you can see,
Whoa.
it is a sword.
Into forging, are ya?
I did not make the sword. However, I did add some alchemical touches to it.
Huh.
Would you like to try it out?
You giving
My
it to me?
research indicates that this sword has some unique properties. Only you can use it, but
see.
I need to gather data from it quite urgently. So, could I bother you to use it in battle?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Wait a second. How can there be a sword that only one person can use?
Any adverse side effects?
Very astute of you. This sword has indeed had a curse laid upon it. An ordinary person would be unable to wield it at all. However, you are an exception.
Huh?
Or perhaps I should say that only you are immune to the curse. As such, we gain little from saying more. Go find some monsters nearby.
Immune, you say.
After all, some things are best discovered through practice.
Do I actually have to use the sword? Aha!
Over here! It's with this brat! Give it back, you thief!
Treasure hoarders? There are treasure hoarders in a place this cold?
Enough talk! Hand it over!
Watch out!
Alright. Yeah, bam! Bam!
Now that's rich! Treasure hoarders calling us thieves?
They certainly arrived quickly.
Wait, you're a thief they were talking about?
Goodness, no.
They seem to have been talking about this sword. What's going on?
Why are you looking at me like that? Of course I didn't steal the sword. Not long ago, the knights caught a band of treasure hoarders outside the city. The goods they were smuggling were also impounded. This sword was one of those items. We believed it to be stolen plunder, but no one came to claim it. Nor could we find out where it came from, so it languished in our stores. I noticed it quite by chance while in our storehouse.
Huh.
To tell you the truth, such an old sword would see little use outside of alchemy.
You claimed it for yourself? Just like that? So,
Sure, I
then
did.
what happened? You just took it with you?
Indeed. And I initially intended to perform some experiments on it, but I unexpectedly discovered its true origins in the process.
Huh.
This ancient-looking weapon once passed through the hands of a now-deceased blacksmith. It is a legendary, magical sword.
A magical sword?
It is said that the smith vanished not long after creating the weapon, with the weapon subsequently becoming lost to time.
Maybe he was consumed by the sword, huh?
Working backwards from its eventual fate as plunder, one can guess that it was then stolen by the treasure hoarders, where it remained in obscurity till recently.
The blacksmith who made this weapon disappeared? That's kind of spooky. No wonder it's cursed.
Exactly.
To think that humans could make such a
Do
weapon.
you know the story of Durin and this mountain?
Nope.
Durin was the black dragon who menaced Mondstadt, before finally being defeated by the combined efforts of Dvalin and the Animo Archon Barbados. After
that why
a fierce battle,
Dvalin
the
was
vanquished
the
Durin
kind?
crashed to ruin here, falling into the thick snow. Snow gathers atop this mountain and never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon. Which leads one to wonder, was Durin's fall here purely by chance, or was it intent?
Could it really have been intent?
Perhaps this place was chosen as a gravesite precisely so that the snow's power could seal the corrosive toxin coming from Durin's body. It seems plausible that Barbados would think of such a method.
Huh. Was Barbados such a capable god?
Well, these are just my postulations. I don't have any evidence. But what's for certain is that this mountain and Durin are deeply intertwined. In fact, I believe that the very sword in your hand has Durin's remains in it.
A dragon's remains?
Huh.
Indeed.
Okay.
The dragon's eyes, claws, and scales ground into dust before being used to coat the blade. In this way, Durin's corruption and venom entered into the sword and became the source of its power.
Mean the blacksmith, huh?
This is very advanced craftsmanship. I presume that having successfully forged the weapon, the smith must have tried it out themselves in their joy. But using the sword in battle would have allowed the corruption to seep through the blade's handle and into their bodies. Ordinary mortals cannot withstand such power. The blacksmith must then have fled, driven mad by the curse, before meeting their end in some unknown place. You've purified Dvalin's tears before, which is a very rare ability indeed. This ability has protected you from being corrupted or poisoned, and you can completely eliminate their effects, which is why you and only you can properly wield this sword.
That's cool.
Still, this sword really is huge. Yikes! It's glowing!
As far as I'm concerned, this is where the real experiment begins. This sword is still very weak at present. However, it is able to absorb energy, and through that, it is able to constantly become stronger. In some sense,
Yeah,
you
I
could
can use
even
my ult a
say
lot.
that it is a living thing. Well then, traveler, adventure with it to your heart's content. I need you to help it grow. I believe that we will soon have all the proof that we need.
Do I have to level it up or something? Festering Desire complete. The Chalk Prince and the Dragon. Main event. Oh, here we go.